You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. It's something on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Cienie. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. For instance, why was the first witness so confident that Megat and his friends canceled their trip? What if they decided to change their mind and check out Klomino anyway? It's not like the lack of permits has kept many people out, some of the present company included. Plus, the second witness wasn't as reliable, given such glaring inconsistency in his statement. The cops could only trace their steps up until the gas station. They can't even establish that the group had evidently left town back to their university. They couldn't even trace the car they drove passing through any major routes out of Sipnevo. No witnesses, no footage caught by traffic cameras at any road exits. How's that possible? It's a conundrum that sits deep inside my brain like an itch that's difficult to scratch. Although... Hey, David? Yeah? Your car's doing fine, right? Yeah? So you can give us a ride then? It's not yet sundown. We should get there in under half an hour. Half an hour? I mean, the tank is still full, but where to? Ignoring his question, I fold the notes and put them away in my pocket, then give everyone at the table a grin. So, you guys want to help me out with the lead on a case? I don't like the sound of that. Sounds fun. Tell us more. Oh, God. It's a good piece of art. Make a left turn. Are you gonna tell us where we're going? Soon. David has been driving for 20 minutes towards the edge of town. According to the phone app, it's going to take us 10 more minutes. You sure we shouldn't tell Marcus? He keeps his secrets. This can be ours. Besides, he'll definitely say no to this. He's still tied to the cops, awaiting permission. If he goes against the chief, he'll be in deeper trouble than if I did. But, if you're afraid, you can stay in the car, Raymond. We've been here before. I'm not, I'm just afraid for you, Tom. I'll be fine. Wait, so we're going to Klomino, aren't we? What? Isn't that place off limits? Wish it didn't stop us when we were kids. Maybe you should stay away from Klomino. I heard it's gotten worse now. Well, if I disappear, at least you guys know where to find me. I laugh loudly, but none of them laugh along with me. Instead, their expressions range from fear to worry. That's not funny! Oh, I mean, it could be exciting as long as the buildings don't collapse and kill us all. That's even worse! I already told Tom it's dangerous, but this guy, damn stubborn one. Hey, hold on, you agreed to do it just now. Of course, La, because I can tell you will go there by yourself eventually. Fair, you two can stay in the car. Raymond and I will check it out. The brothers look at each other before looking back at me. I'll go with you. You sure? Yeah. Fine. What about me? I don't want to be left alone out there. You stay in the car and be on the lookout. How long will you guys take? I don't know. Don't worry. We'll be back before nightfall. My phone is fully charged. We can call each other if something's up. God. Hey, 9 lives, remember? You're insane. David eventually relents and agrees to stay behind. Klomino has always been an alluring spot for kids from the neighborhood. It's an old, dilapidated town that nobody lives near anymore. Certainly local kids love daring each other on who can go in the furthest. Then there were 2 who went further than most did, although one of them is now acting like a wuss. Okay, we're here. David pulls over to an empty stretch of road, hidden between tall grass and dense bushes, a nice hiding spot. I feel the beginning of a headache. Really gotta start carrying around some painkillers. I press the side of my temples firmly, drawing looks from Elias and David. And then I put my hand down and feign a smile. Hopefully the headache won't show up at the wrong moment again. Tom, just be safe. That place always gives me the heebie-jeebies. I will. How about the rest of us? Well, fine. You be safe too. David sticks out his tongue before looking back at me. His brows furrowed as he gives me a single nod. Leave David's car and start walking. Right, stick close. I nod as we follow a dirt trail that meanders deeper into the forest. The path looks like any hiking trail, but very narrow and neglected. Wild weeds brush against our ankles as we tread further and further through the overgrown passage. It doesn't take long for the dirt underneath our feet now to turn into a brick pathway, a relic of a past civilization. Well, not that past. Still, nature has a strong hold over this place now, desperately reclaiming everything. The benches that once lined the pathway are now broken and smothered by ivy plants wrapping their tendrils around them. It's been a while since I've seen any of this. David is right. At least, everything seems even more overgrown than I remember. I'm hoping we'll find something. Anything, really. A loud yawn draws attention from both Elias and Raymond. I promptly shrug. Better not tell them that I've gotten less than 2 hours of sleep today. Everyone stays silent as we walk. Maybe they're nervous at this point. The dense row of trees abruptly thins out, revealing an expanse of open area in front of us. The whole town of Klomino lies bare for us to marvel at. The huge complex is a remain of a once bustling population, now abandoned and decaying. It feels like a totally different world. While we were passing through the overgrown area, everything felt alive. Not so much here. The grass is brown and often lies flat. The trees look unhealthy. Only the ivy thrives, creeping up the crumbling walls. But looking back to where we came from, the forest surrounds the town like a green wall, marking the exact boundary of this place. Everything feels unnatural. I take a deep breath. Raymond scans the surroundings, frequently shifting his weight from one leg to another. Elias, on the other hand, appears calm, collected, and high on alert. His ears twitch as he picks up on anything that sounds off. Oh, where do we start? Well, let's say that the missing group didn't go home, and wanted to check out this place, no matter what. Alright, y'all, coffee is dealt with. Let me rearrange that, get my water into maneuvering. Okay, there we go. Alright. Without permission to do so. Just like us. Raymond ends that statement with an awkward smile. I give him a long look. Maybe rushing deep into Klomino was a bad idea, especially without any proper equipment or more people to cover each other's backs. But we're here already. Might as well look around, even briefly. Aside from apartment buildings, there are 2 locations in this town that stand out. First, let me ask you, knowing how dangerous this place is, you think they'd risk going in deep? My brother wouldn't. He's not like that. I see. So is there a possibility they split up? Maybe. I don't think my brother would go alone. So if he didn't want to explore too deep, maybe he stayed behind? Like how we're leaving David? Yeah. Could also be that they just convinced him to stick together. If they decided to go deeper, they'd be risking a lot, especially if they're not prepared. Besides, Kitty, you and David should have already known that. I give Elias a quick glance. His lips purse flat as he looks away. We were kids then. It's fine now. Maybe talking about that now isn't a good idea. I don't want to freak out Raymond. So, what if they didn't get that deep into Klomino? Based on our assumptions, Raymond's brother could have stayed in the car. My brother probably stayed. That's possible, or he went to check a different location. There is one place in this town that could be a good starting point. If Raymond's brother really decided to stay behind and the rest of the group wanted to investigate the town, then that's definitely where they went. Which location are you referring to? Follow me. This isn't a good moment to keep things to yourself, Tom. Yeah, well, if going deep into town isn't a good idea, what's the alternative? Are you trying to check my knowledge on Klomino? Just want to see if you remember. He sighs. The administrative complex? Yeah, the only place where its roof wouldn't collapse on our heads. Or the ground swallows us. Why so dramatic, one? But seriously, I don't think that place is that stable either, especially by now. Well, we don't know till we see it. As we walk towards the administrative complex, I glance back to the rest of the town. The looming buildings behind us stand like silent sentinels, their windows like 100 tiny eyes staring at us. From any one of them, there could be someone peering at us from a distance. And again, now's not the time to be paranoid. I'm the one who brought us here, after all. I avoid mentioning or reacting to the headache that keeps building steadily, beginning to pound away at my skull. The last thing I want is to make them worry. We venture into another passage, veering away from open areas. Dead twigs and leaves snap and crunch under our feet. I check to see if Elias and Raymond are doing alright. Noticing my glance, the hyena steps forward, slightly quicker than Raymond, and talks to me in a quieter voice. So I know this might not be a good idea, but... Yeah? Now that David's back, how do you feel about it? Wow, yeah, you're right. This is definitely not a good time. I really don't want to talk about it. Come on! I want to know! I clench my jaw, looking straight ahead, trying to decide if it's the headache making me so annoyed at the topic of David. Fine. I don't know how I feel. I'm hoping that he can sort his shit out. Although, it feels like he's making it all about himself again. Did he tell you that what he wants exactly? I reckon it's the same thing he told you. That he wants his life and friends back. Yeah, but what does that even mean? Didn't he already have a life in Germany? No idea, dude. You're his brother. You probably know way more than I do. Maybe he didn't enjoy that life. I literally know nothing. He went to see you first, after all. Fair. So, what are you thinking? Are you gonna give him another chance? I don't know. Shit is messed up right now. Too much stuff is going on. Makes sense. Like, he definitely acts like his old self. But, you know, whenever he's around, I just feel confused. Angry. Betrayed? Yeah. Eli falls silent as we continue walking. Raymond looks at us inquisitively. He probably wonders what the hell we've been talking about. I'm surprised. Why? Well, when we were young, it was obvious that you guys were very much into each other. I mean, I get that. I almost stop in my tracks to stare at him, and said aloud a frustrated sigh. What's your point? Tom, do you still have feelings for him? His direct question stuns me like a taser, my train of thought dissipating like mist. I know I don't have feelings for David anymore, but did I ever? As a friend, sure, but I don't know if there was more to it. Maybe a childish crush at best. Whatever it was, it's long gone. Where did that come from? With everything happening around, you seem lonelier. It doesn't even make sense. I'm hanging out with you right now, no? I know this detectiving stuff is fun to you and all, but taking your friends to solve a case isn't actually hanging out. What? It's not fun for me when people disappear. Like, the fuck do you even mean? What I'm trying to say is loneliness can be scary sometimes, and with David being back and all, it's just a feeling, but I think he still cares. So, what, you're gonna defend him now? Well, no, what I mean is, I don't think that he fully understands what he's made others go through. I don't want you to be hurt again. I won't. Good. He steps a bit closer before leaning in and whispering in my ear. Your real estate. No. Besides, you've got a cute beefcake right here, and if you don't make a move... Elias directs his sly gaze at Raymond walking behind. I shake my head while he smirks, stepping back. Wow, you're really rotten. At least I can still tell you and David are still our brothers. Huh. So wait, are both brothers gay? That's pretty rare. But it is a game, so... Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to have a quick shout out to all of our lovely patrons. Thank y'all for everything you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Anyway, I love you all, and I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!